Hey guys, welcome back. Good to see you. Now, for those of you who are just joining us, my name is Robert Demansky, and my brother Travis and I have spent the past few months traveling around exploring the Philippines. Now, in the last video, I showed you our time in Manila, the capital city. Well, after Manila, we spent the following couple of months hopping all over the country to a handful of different islands. Well, today, I would like to introduce you to the island of Bohol. Let's check it out. Bohol is a small island located about 600 kilometers southeast of Metro Manila. Pretty much any level of accommodation you desire is available here. Whether you're traveling with budget in mind or want something a little more luxurious, it's all available. Well, for this leg of our journey, we stayed at the BE Grand Resort, which sits somewhere pretty close to the top of that, with 6 or 7 restaurants, half a dozen different swimming pools, very modern, clean rooms. This place was fantastic. We spent a lot of time just lounging around, relaxing. It was really nice. One thing that I believe is true for most any tropical island destination is that the weather can change on a moment's notice. Rain can come out of absolutely nowhere, and when it does, the skies seem to just open up. One of the first things we did after arriving in Bohol was rent motorcycles and head straight out of town. You simply cannot achieve this level of quality experience with any other mode of transportation. And province life, or country life, is where you have the best opportunity to truly experience what the country and people are all about. This is one of my favorite things about the Philippines. One of the main attractions on this island are the Chocolate Hills. They consist of more than 1,200 large, round, grass-covered hills that span more than 50 square kilometers. In the dry season, they turn a dark, chocolatey brown color, which is how they were named. This simple, enjoyable day trip turned into a much larger adventure when my cell phone died, and with it, my GPS. We had to rely on good old-fashioned word of mouth and directions to find our way home. Newbie tip: always travel with a power bank. Now, after our adventures in Bohol, our next stop was the island of Boracay. Now, Boracay is quite possibly one of the most popular tourist destinations in the Philippines. Obviously, there's tons, there's hundreds, there's beautiful places all over the country, but Boracay is just a name that you hear a lot, and for good reason. Everything's super nice. A couple years ago, the local government pretty much shut everything down and did a lot of restructuring, new laws, advanced litter control, things like that, to make this a really pristine place to visit. And they pretty much succeeded. Now, I think that there's 2 good reasons why this is a fantastic place to begin your international travel career, if you will. And the first of which is language. And this is true all over the Philippines, but pretty much everybody here speaks some level of English. So it's really easy to come here and communicate. You don't have that language barrier like you would if you were to visit, say, China or Vietnam. You're not going to have that luxury. So it's just very easy. Second of all, I just mentioned everything's really nice. It's very westernized. So you can come here and there's a very, very easy transition. Most of the restaurants and whatnot along the beach, aside from being really nice and just beautiful, you can get all your favorite Western dishes. If you want a pizza, you can get it. If you want a hamburger, you can get it. And every one that I had anyway was delicious. Obviously, the local foods and things like that are still available here, but my whole point being is that you can come here to Boracay and it's just very simple and very easy to transition here. You're not going to have that culture shock like you might if you were to visit someplace else. Obviously, I could ramble on about this all day long, but I'll save the details for another time. Let's just check out the video instead. probably our favorite hangout in Boracay was the Red Coco. Located right on the beach, they had awesome drinks, fantastic music. We spent a lot of nights here and had a wonderful time. I really miss this place. Let's stop the party for just a second. There's something I feel that will help you greatly improve the quality of your travels and help you to better understand our time here in Boracay. Now, I think when most of us plan a trip, we have an end game in mind, something we want to see. The Eiffel Tower, Great Wall of China, whatever. But try not to forget about the people that you're there with when you get to these places. I think we went out of our way on this trip to really connect with people, make friends, and I think it definitely paid off. It made a huge difference. Even now, months later, we still keep in touch with many of the people who we've met along the way, planning future travels, things like that. I feel that this is one thing you won't regret, just stepping maybe out of your comfort zone just a little bit and connecting with people. Buy that total stranger a beer. If you smoke, offer a total stranger a cigarette. Just small little tokens of you reaching out to somebody else. I think it'll make all the difference in the world. Just food for thought, but back to the party. If you happen to take part in any late night festivities, you may find after a certain hour that public transportation is not really an option. We found ourselves hitching a ride on the back of a motorcycle more than once. And while unnerving at first, it ended up being a fantastic experience and a memory that we won't lose anytime soon. About the time we were scheduled to leave, Christmas Day actually, 2019, Hurricane Ursula had arrived. Now at first, it was a good time. It was no different than any other thunderstorm. But as time went on, it wasn't so much fun. With wind in excess of 100 miles an hour for multiple days, it pretty much destroyed everything. Knocked down trees, tore through buildings, and with no electricity or communication lines, we were pretty much stuck. Downtown, replacing the nicely paved footpaths, was an insane amount of water. Many of the small stores, shops, and restaurants were completely flooded. The beach, which is probably the main attraction here really, was pretty much destroyed, covered in fallen trees and branches, with huge chunks of sand washed out to sea by the receding floodwaters. But even with all this craziness right at the end of our trip, this was still an amazing experience. We had a fantastic time, and I highly recommend that if you have the opportunity to visit Boracay, that you do. At some point in time, we finally managed to book a ferry off the island. We all had heavy hearts as we said our goodbyes, but our journey doesn't end here. We'll see all you guys again. But until then, I thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions and comments, please share them. I'll be more than happy to help. And as always, please like, subscribe, and share this with your friends. I'll see you guys next time.